Okay, let's do a recap. Training before and how I was feeling in the days prior. Came off a really good week, 5 weeks before the day, but subsequent weeks were average, very patchy. That's when my ankle was sore, so it wasn't great for 5 weeks from when it was the best to yesterday. That was alright. And then in the last week, I decided to have it pretty much off running because I thought I'll try and get the ankle to the best stage so that I can run decent yesterday. And then on Wednesday night, just walking out of my bedroom, I kicked my little toe against my bed quite hard and it got quite swollen, throbbing in pain that night. Then the day after was better, Friday was better, and then it was okay. I was iffy about running yesterday, having only done like the tiniest little 2 minute run the night before. And yeah, I didn't know what to expect. So, was not the best running lead in at all. Both feet were kind of average, and yeah, didn't really know what to expect. So, that was that. Next, we'll do a run through of the day. Got a decent sleep. It was 6 and a bit, 7 hours, somewhere there, which is quite good. Very relaxed. No real pressure put on myself to try and perform amazingly. Got down to the start. It was cold. Had a jacket, warm enough with that on. Then we jumped out. As you do, you want to go to the toilet, so we tried to. Queue was massive. Hardly any portaloos. Went further down. Found one eventually. Then had a little bit of a trot run back, which felt okay. I could definitely feel the ankle and the toe running back. So it's kind of like, oh, well, let's just see. Getting heaps of looks in my top two, which is always funny. But no one said anything, which is quite typical also. Then jumped in the chute. It would have been good to get up to the front, but I didn't because of how long it took to find a toilet. That was unfortunate, but at the same time, I was kind of like, all right, let's just take the start easy, ease into it, see how we go. So I just waited fairly far back in the chute, which felt so strange. And then yeah, it didn't take long to get going. The hooter went off, got through to the start line, started the watch then. Obviously a bit congested, but it was kind of good because people get very excited at the start, as do I sometimes, and it was good to take it a little easier. So I did. The first K was 4:25, definitely dodging a few people, which is dumb. I won't do that again. But it did also mean that I ran a little slower because I had to, because there's so many people around. Then yeah, got through around Bluff Hill, around to the front, and things started thinning out by about 3, 4 Ks. It was quite spaced out, and yeah, I'd passed many people. It's quite weird running through a bunch of people at 420 pace by then, and yeah, just seeing people go so hard and then just yeah, they got a very long way to go at that stage. The stretch along the beachfront was just dead flat and good. The conditions were perfect, very nice. The sun was kind of coming out and it was damp underfoot because of the previous rain. Course was yeah just super flat, ideal really. I yeah got through. It was going real good, feeling fine, averaging 420 at that stage. Even some Ks were a little bit quicker. 415 was flashing up, and it wasn't feeling all that much of a struggle. I got through. What was it? I guess yeah, 10 no stress, 15 no stress, all holding 420. Happy enough. Just taking water from the second aid station. Missed the first because it's always quite busy, and I just didn't want to wait. Usually feel alright for the first aid station. Then yeah, one cup, and I had my date sauce, which I was going to have later in the run, but didn't have it for the first half. So getting closer, well, heading down was good because there was a slight tailwind. That was nice. Then there was a stretch where you go in and then come back out, pointing towards the coast again. And it was kind of like crosshead at that stage. It was kind of elevated, exposed. So a little bit more tough, but you know it's not for that long until you get out to the coast and then you're going to turn back onto that tailwind. So not too much of a drama. Really nice. A little bit of mix of road for the first bit, and then hard pack gravel. I don't know what it's called. Some kind of not stony trail, but just hard pack dirt trail. Perfect for like a nice cycle trail. Then yeah, got back out to the headwind. There was like a little puddle thing, which was kind of dumb. You could jump onto the pebbles to the side, and I tried to do that, but with my ankle, it felt sketch because any kind of like sharp, erratic movement didn't feel good. The ankle was weak feeling even then. Got back up and around, and yeah, still going alright. It was around the halfway mark that yeah, I came through the half at 1:31 something. Feeling good at that stage. Then went through this gate. You kind of had to do one of those like go through the gate, full like 180 around the gate. One of those farm gate things. Slows your momentum massively. Then after that was kind of heading up, and yeah, that's when things started getting sad. I thought, okay, not not feeling amazing now. I think I should just back it off and conserve to get to the finish. And because yeah, I knew that it wasn't going to be a PB day at that stage. After going through the half, feeling good, I thought, oh, this will be cool. I can carry on and life will be good. Maybe I'll be able to hold it in the backstage and beat the PB. Nah, started sipping my date sauce at that stage. Helped a little, but at the same time, yeah, I knew it was not going to happen today. So pace slowed down. I was doing 4:30s, then 4:35s, and I thought, okay, just hold 5 minute pace. Still be a decent time. Maybe run 3:15, something there. Nah, legs, the hammies got really tight, both, especially the right side, which is weird for me. I think it's the lack of top end endurance. My previous coach said that just be wary that you haven't done a long run, and yeah, it was apparent at that stage that that was what was missing. So the pace was slowing. I got a little bit slower than 5 minute pace, then 5:15, 5:30, and I thought, oh, just run it decent, get home in under 3:20. A bit more fuel going in, and then just was content with running the majority of it and just getting home, because just having a good time in the sun, nice, more relaxed run rather than just being on the limit. And yeah, just got slower and slower, which was unfortunate. I did actually walk a little bit too, just because the legs were so tight and felt a little average. It was only little stretches. Then I'd get back into a shuffle again, and the pace just was not there on the day. It was weird because yeah, first half was great, and the second half, nah, just not good at all. And then towards what was it? The K's actually ticked down nicely. Things were I felt like a decent runner, that you could see people were slowing down. Some people were walking at that stage, and I was still going right. Like the aim is to just keep moving, and obviously just I never forget what this person said. Like your slowest run is still faster than your fastest walk, and I always think about that in times like that when you're deep into a marathon. So I just shuffled what I could, chatted to a few people, try and pass the time a little bit. Finished all my date source by, I'm going to say 35, 36, 37k. Yeah, there's about 6 to go. And I thought, I don't need any more energy or food, fuel. I just needed to keep running. A little bit more walking here and there. A few people would say, oh, like, you're close, and I know I'm close. I've done it enough times to know that I'm close, and that's that. I did get a lot of comments about just saying people identify that you're something different. Team Vegan, it's on show. They're not just going to yell and cheer for anyone, but I got a lot of comments because of that, and I do in other events too, and I like that. And I say thank you to people. I give them a wave and say a few words back, and I think that's cool. I wasn't having the best day at that stage, and I really wanted to finish it, but I still smiled, and I still had a good attitude to being there, being able to run, especially with the injury life going into it. and obviously, getting closer, still going to run under 3:30 at that stage. I was hoping to do, yeah, under 3:20, but then I just thought, right, it really doesn't matter. I'm just going to take it more easy and go through this and be able to pick up the training sometime soon after. So I walked the 40th K, and then I said to myself, all right, when you see the 1K mark, you are going to run again. Oh, it wasn't quite the whole K, like part of it. And then, yeah, when I saw one to go, no more walking, just trotted, saved a little bit, and a little bit of gas in the tank for the finish, and finished strong. Heaps of people around, awesome. Lots of people seeing my top and all that. Yeah, smiling, happy enough at that stage. A decent push into the line. Crossed the line, done. Went and had a really good stretch. That was the one thing I wanted to do, was to stretch out the hammies, because they just felt so damn tight, which is, like I said, odd. And yeah, had a bit of a stretch, had a lie down, had some water waiting for me. I know that I always need to rehydrate ASAP. The one thing you want to do is eat immediately, but instead I rehydrate, had a bottle, then went and picked up the drop bag, phone, fuel, had a persimmon feast, and life was better at that stage. Then saw the other boys come in, and yeah, that was that. The course was great. I was trying to figure out if this one was going to be long, but it ended up being 42.24, which is fantastic. It's like just slightly over, but also not half a K over like Auckland. And I liked it. The scenery is decent enough, not that that matters, but conditions wise, the weather, wind was like minimal, sun shining, not real hot. Some people were whinging about the heat, but to me it was perfect running temperature. Surface real nice as well. A few little patches like that puddle was kind of dumb, but the rest of it just smooth, and 50 something meters elevation. Crazy flat. Definitely a PB course. I hope to do what I want to do, sub 3, hopefully later in the year. But if you wanted to come and do a PB, then yeah, real good course. And the finish, it's at a winery. Not that I drink alcohol, couldn't care less for it, but a beautiful spot, a real nice venue to hold the finish. It was nice. Alright, today is Sunday, the day after. I didn't get much sleep, as you'd expect post marathon. Quite normal to not sleep that well. But I feel decent enough. The legs are tight, body's a little bit stiff, like around the hips and stuff. But apart from that, I feel decent enough. Gonna go do some stuff today. Won't run, won't do any exercise today. The foot is definitely more swollen from the toe, and the ankle is feeling okay. In the run, it was not strong feeling. The little kind of twisty things up onto the bridges, it was kind of, when I was landing, I was like, I know, like, if I land on this web, then it's gonna hurt real bad. So I took it very gingerly up those ramps. The straight stuff felt alright. It didn't feel sore at all. Last little bit before I forget, I had my fuel in here. I just had blended dates with water on an elastic belt, safety pin together. It worked well. I said to myself that I would book Tauranga Marathon if I did not get my PB yesterday, and I have since done that. I've registered for Tauranga September 19th. We go again. I'll have a week, maybe 2 weeks off. I don't know if it's even going to be that long. I feel good. The motivation, determination is way up there. I'm so keen to have another rip, build some more base, get into it, and hopefully knock off the time that I want at the next one. Let's see. I know you're not supposed to do anything new on race day, but I did, and the world didn't end, so that's good. The liquid fuel, so much better than trying to eat dates. I'm going to do that next time too. Date syrup. It was good. All in all, it was a good day. The boys are happy enough. I was happy enough. Still, Team Vegan on show. And yeah, that's my recap. Thanks for watching. There will be another video shortly.